everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning, and welcome to the last day of May. Today is Thursday, May 31st, and June is literally right around nipping at our heels. Today, I want to take on a subject that can be quite scary for CNAs, no matter where you're working or how long you've worked there. Shaving is a huge thing that we do on a daily basis with our residents or clients. So today I wanted to give you guys 7 easy steps to follow to kind of help take that stress off that specific activity. So here we go. Step number 1 is optimal lighting. This is pretty obvious. Use the best lighting that you can possibly find. You may also offer them a mirror to watch the process. After all, they've been doing this for most of their lives. And I think when we're kind of going through our routine on a daily basis, we really don't think about the things that they can do for themselves. With a straight edge razor or even like the multiple blade razors, for me personally, that's scary. I can tell you guys honestly, in the 15 years that I've been a CNA, I probably used actual blade razor maybe 3 times total. Majority of facilities I've worked in, either the residents had their own electric razors or the facility offered like a community electric razor that you could use rather than using like the straight, I call them straight blades, I don't know if that's the right term or not, straight blade on their face. But these steps will kind of run you through with the straight blade or the multiple blade razor, and then once we get to the end, I'll tell you guys a few tips when using an electric razor that kind of follow along the same path. So the next one is trim down the excess hair. This is another pretty obvious one, especially now that we're running into summertime. Those beards and those goatees are probably going to start getting really hot. So first of all, make sure you ask the resident what their preference is. If they've worn like a goatee or beard majority of their life, 9 out of 10 times they will just want that trimmed down and leave the facial hair. But if they're wanting that clean shave, make sure you're taking like a trimmer and cutting all that scraggly stuff off first, especially if you're using an electric razor. That can definitely get entwined in there and cause some serious issues. With the straight blade razors or the multiple blade razors, that excess hair as you're trimming it down, not only is it going to dull your razor, but it's going to pull on their skin too as you're getting down to that smoother surface. So make sure the first thing that you're doing is getting rid of all that excess hair so you can get a nice clean shave down to the little stubbles. So the next one is make sure you wash and dry the area. Washing away dead skin will help prevent nicks and cuts. It's just kind of like starting with a clean canvas. Getting all that extra skin off. If you feel your face in the morning when you wake up or at night before you go to bed, before you wash it, you can literally feel like the dirt and the grime and the skin that's kind of worn down during the day. And when you're running that razor down, that razor is going to catch every little thing. And it's just like hitting speed bumps when you're driving. You kind of hit the bump and I mean, it can cause some serious craters in their face, especially with diabetics. Actually, I believe there is some regulations that CNAs are not allowed to shave diabetic patients with straight blade razors or multiple blade razors because of that. Once you get that nick, especially on your face and the head, there's quite a bit of bleeding that goes on there, especially in the head. If you have residents that you have to shave there, if they want like the what's it called, bicked look, you should probably let the barbers take care of that. So the next step is apply your shave cream or conditioner. Hydration to the skin will help for a smoother, long-lasting shave. And that's very true. Ladies, you see it all the time with when we're doing our legs. Putting that shave gel or that conditioner can really help with a smoother process, and it does really make your hair grow back. It seems like slower, but I think really what it's doing is it's allowing you to get a closer shave to the skin. Especially once we go back to the face, around that nose area and under the neck, especially where that more sensitive skin is, where it's not what's the word I'm looking for? Exposed to nature as much. The wind and the cold and the sun down here isn't exposed as much as up here is, so your skin's a lot more sensitive down here. You guys can see I'm pinching my turkey flap down here, but especially those older gentlemen with the excess skin underneath their neck, it isn't as firm and it isn't as tight as ours, so you really have to watch those areas, and that's where the shaving cream and the conditioner comes really well into play. So the next step in our shaving process is shave with a downward stroke, including the neck area. Use a multi-blade razor. Shave with the grain to avoid nicks and cuts. Clear most of the unwanted hair first, and then go back for those more difficult areas. So when you think about it, shaving it first is a quantity more than quality, so to speak. When you're trying to get those more rugged areas out of the way, Just because when you make that pass down, you're going to get most of that excess hair out. If you're in a hurry, please do not use the multiple blade razors and the straight edge blaze razors. I can't talk today. I'm more excited for June than anything. I love June. But anyways, you're kind of clearing away all that excess hair. And then when you go back for the second pass, you can take more time and get more into detail in those areas that you missed. Shaving downward with the grain will give you a little bit further away cut, but it's much more appropriate for their skin, especially in the safety factor, especially with the neck. Ladies, we're not really used to that. I don't know about you guys, but I shave away from the grain or against the grain when I shave my legs. This is definitely the opposite of that when it comes to the face. And then the next step in our shaving process is wipe the area and reapply gel or conditioner for a second pass. Going over the area a second time will allow you to cover any little missed hairs that you might have missed the first time. And you'll see this a lot in like the assisted livings where the residents can do it themselves. Independent residents, you'll see them do it twice. CNAs, we're kind of on a time crunch most of the time, but your residents will truly appreciate it if you go through and make sure that their shave is phenomenal. And don't forget to let them do it if they can. Prompt them to do it themselves. Encourage that independence. And like we said earlier in the show, they've been doing this for majority of their lives, probably longer than our lives. So make sure that you keep those tips in mind when you're shaving your residents. And with the electric razor, you'll hear a lot of the same steps with that. The thing that I wanted to kind of implement more than anything else is with an electric razor, make sure that you're cleaning it after each use. You'll see that little click lever that you can pop the thing open. Just click those little 3 or 4, however many they have, blades out of there. My friend I've found is if you don't want to touch it, your fingers with the alcohol swabs, even if you have gloves on, I know people kind of have like a phobia with loose hair. Use like a mouth swab. That's what I do. I just wrap an alcohol swab around a mouth swab and it gets into those detailed areas, gets all the hair out of there and leaves them with a nice clean razor for the next time that you use it. That's probably the number one thing that causes issues with electric razors is that hair and that dead skin gets built up underneath the cover, and then they don't get as smooth of a cut, and it also causes those razors to kind of jam up and just pull that skin rather than cutting it. And then our last step when it comes to shaving is apply that aftershave or lotion. Aftershave gel will leave the skin feeling hydrated and smelling good. And who doesn't like to smell good and look good? Our residents especially, and women, you'll even see them kind of getting those little hairy areas out. Right here is the trouble area, majority of them right here on your chin. With the residents of the nursing home, so make sure that you're leaving them with that hydration and that good smelling feeling, just really cared for. And I think all of us deserve that in any stage of our life, not to mention the elderly. So I thank you guys all for joining me today, and I will see you in June for Katie in the Morning.